Been stopped on 2 occasions, both by the same man,
Giuseppe
Lowry of Italy. What can Khan produce tonight? Don't blink. And he starts fast with that lead left hand. He's got considerable height and reach advantage. He stands about 5'10.5" nowadays, Khan. Komjathi about 5'7". He's a come forward sort of fighter, tough. He's been in for the European title against the very good Italian Stefano Zoff, took him the distance back in 2004, and earlier this year was outpointed by Willy Blanc of France, who's a former world amateur champion. That was an 8-rounder, and he has on 3 occasions been the 12-round distance. So no shortage of experience and no shortage of durability. Khan, as ever though, is starting with terrific assurance.
Well, this is what we've come to expect from Khan, making a fast start, nice snappy punches. He knows he's got a much more sort of seasoned campaigner in front of him, so he's already had a little look as to what punches he can and can't land. But it's a nice positive start, as you would expect.
A few stars at ringside among the crowd. Mike Skinner of the Streets, the lead singer. Freddie Flintoff, England cricket captain, sitting next to Frank Warren. And of course, all big Amir Khan fans.
Khan just already learning the pro trade there, just shouldered his opponent off him. It's working nice and snappy, using everything he's learnt so far. Nice jabs, a little bit of inside work.
We're talking about a title possibly for Khan inside the year. Still only 19 years old, remember. Still growing physically, still maturing as a fighter. And still, that handsome face absolutely unmarked from his fights in the ring.
Komjathi should be able to give us 1 or 2 answers in as much as how does Khan do the 6-round course and at what pace.
Khan just looking to pick his shots a little bit better than he did earlier in his career when he was just threw an absolute hailstorm of shots at his opponents, good body shots, thudding into the rib cage of Komjathi, the 30-year-old Hungarian, and a pro since back in 1996, really knows his way around the ring.
Yeah, Komjathi, as you already said, John, is a very seasoned boxer, boxed some good caliber fighters. Okay, he's not been the European champion, but he's challenged for it, so he's used to the big occasion. This Irish crowd will not faze him.
Trying to work away inside at the body of Amir Khan. Khan's taken this first round, to my way of looking at it, but Komjathi is still very much still in there. Closing seconds of the opening round. Khan looking to unload. And a good body shot.
Corners, 10
Good,
seconds.
confident start for Amir Khan in the opening round. Komjathi already showing his strength,
out.
but all the
Round 2.
firepower was coming from Khan. It's a 6-round fight, this one, and Khan on our cards taking the first one.
Yeah, Khan landed a beautiful left hook, come uppercut to the body of Komjathi at the end of that round, but took a right hand in return. So he needs to keep his took a left hook in return. So he needs to keep his right hand up nice and high when he goes to the body.
Khan just taking his time, measuring his opponent. Good body shot in there. Komjathi trying to rough him up inside. Decent uppercut from Khan. Landed. He takes a straight right-hand counter though. Can't afford to get careless. You can see all his supporters there at ringside, his father Shah and manager Asif Valley on their feet every time Khan lands.
But he's showing a nice bit of maturity. He hurt the guy with a good shot, but not gone looking for the finish, just trying to set it up again.
There are quotes this week about how he fancied having a few rounds against Floyd Mayweather. I think that's maybe a little bit fanciful. Probably said it as much through mischief as anything else. That might come somewhere down the line, you never know, but not yet. He's got to get rid of this fella. Oh, good hand speed, blinding hand speed, and a neat little right-hand counter inside from Komjathi. Just a little bit of a reminder. Good body shot from Khan.
Yeah, Yeah, he's winning this round again, just as he likes. Really, he's just 1 or 2 shots quicker, cleaner from Khan.
Khan, who recently bought his parents a new house, living there himself as well, and he chipped a left hand from Komjathi as he just wanted to hold on for a moment. Left hook to the head. Just about a year since Craig Watson put Khan down in the ABAs, I remember, at Preston at the Guildhall there. That seems an awful long way away from here. Khan has improved and matured as a fighter since then.
It appears Khan's just boxing well within himself. I'd like to see him just keep his hands up though, particularly as he makes his retreat, because that's where he seems to get clipped every now and again when he's on his way out. He's fine coming in.
Less than 30 seconds to go in the second round, and the crowd roaring Khan on, and they respond, but he was clipped again as he went in there, caught by a left hand in the corner and by a right hand counter. Khan had more punches landed there, but Komjathi did land counters, but now here comes Khan. He's got to pick his punches. He's gambling here. He's trying to take this durable Hungarian out, but he wasn't able to do so. And now he gets into the clinch.
Corners, 10 seconds.
And Amir Khan was just caught a couple of times in the closing stages of that second round as he launched that slightly frenzied attack in the corner into the third round, Duke.
Well, Khan just hasn't learned to fight on the inside as yet, because the punches were long, they were sweeping shots thrown at close quarters. He needs to shorten his punches up when he starts attacks like that.
Komjathi coming forward, as we knew he would. That's his style. And Khan just has to maintain concentration. He just got a little bit carried away, I got the impression, in the closing seconds of that second round.
Well,
youthful exuberance, let's call it. Those are good shots, doubled up well there.
Yeah, it's easily done against such a crowd like this. They're giving him tremendous support.
Get the adrenaline rush, I guess.
Absolutely. Khan needs to just box his fight, his normal intelligent fight, keep his hands up, his switch stances, he's fighting out of the southpaw stances, what we're not used to from Khan, just experimenting ever so slightly there.
Khan going on the aggressive again, and roars of acclaim from his crowd as he does so, but I think most of those shots taken on the arms and gloves of Komjathi, who is certainly giving him a more serious examination, as you'd expect from his record of mixing at an altogether higher level. Only that tough man from the Midlands, Baz Carey, has taken Amir Khan the distance so far. Mickey Van, the experienced referee, steps in between them. Good right hand over the top.
This is where Khan needs to set his feet down so he can land really hard shots. There's just a little bit too much sort of bouncing around, which is where it's taking the sting out of his punches. When he's ready to stand and trade, he needs to plant his feet, rotate the shoulders and the hips simultaneously, and he'll get maximum power.
Komjathi again frustrates Khan and gets inside and just shows his strength and his streetwise ability in a boxing ring.
Khan's winning these rounds on just sheer work rate, volume of punches. Again, he switches to the southpaw stance.
Khan's got his autobiography coming out shortly, A Boy from Bolton. I understood he's getting about £500,000 for that one. Well, he has to take 2 or 3 shots to the body and a right hook to the head there from Komjathi, and he's beckoning Komjathi on now, as much as to say, let's see you come forward and let me be the counter-puncher. Closing seconds of the third.
Komjathi just doesn't have Khan's hand speed. Can't put his punches together as well, as try as he may.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Khan has probably won all 3 rounds, I would think, Duke, but just signs that he can't get careless. He has taken 1 or 2 counters from Komjathi. And he did take a couple of solid body shots, followed by a right hook in that third round that made him blink and smile a bit in appreciation, I think. I get the feeling that he's pleased that he's actually getting a few rounds under his belt here.
Absolutely, you know, he's had it all his own way previously in previous fights. Obviously he's unbeaten, but now this guy's actually come to fight and come to win. It's a different ball game, but it's a nice step up in class.
Students of British boxing might remember the name Laszlo, another Hungarian fighter. Well, Komjathi had absolute life or death with him a year or two ago, and Bognar, he went in against Michael Gomez, good Manchester fighter, had a win and a loss against him, so that's another sign that this guy knows what he's doing. Oh, and Khan's caught! Right hand! And Khan was caught by that one and wants to hold on and buy a second or two. Right hand in there, did catch him.
Caught him absolutely flush, took it reasonably well. We won't know the severity of it until the round starts to go on and how he actually responds, but nonetheless we're still caught. But you know, people seem to forget that this boy, he's still a boy and he's still learning his trade.
Right hand from Khan was a solid one, and just for a moment it looked as though the knees of Komjathi were going to buckle, but they didn't, and now back he comes. He had to take a really solid right hand in that corner there though, and I think that's probably the hardest shot he's taken so far in his professional career, and here comes Komjathi again.
Well, you know, the old adage, you know, hands up, chin down when you're in trouble, stems to mind right now. Khan doesn't need to take any kind of a risk, any kind of unnecessary risk against a guy like this.
Mixing up his punch as well now. Good body shots from Khan, and he seems to have suffered no adverse effects from that right hand. It did, to my way of looking at it from where I was sitting, look as though it caught him pretty flush, and he doesn't really want to be doing that. And he saw straight away Frank Warren jumping up on the far side, the promoter saying, get your hands up and don't start that showboating.
Well, you know, anybody can get knocked out, anybody can be caught with a honey punch. Khan's no exception, so there's no need for that. You know, he's winning this fight quite handsomely. We're expecting him to get hit, we're expecting the...
Oh, and he's gone down through the ropes as Khan. That's a push, surely, not a knockdown. But he was certainly under attack when he went through the ropes. And Khan is getting disorganised in there and needs to get back to his boxing.
But the sportsmanship from his opponent was the first to pull him back through the ropes.
He's caught again by a right hand in that exchange. Good uppercut though from Khan as he spins his man well off the ropes. Good round, this fourth round.
It's all a learning curve, John. I can't emphasise that point enough.
You can see Amir Khan's mother on the far side there praying that her son can come through here.
Khan just needs to be nice and sensible, keep his hands up and just get back to doing what he does genuinely best, which is just box. Doesn't have to get involved with this guy.
And in the corner there, Oliver Harrison is saying, don't move around so much. And he caught a big right hand. Well, it was a glancing blow, but that one landed solid.
That one landed as flush as you like.
I've got it 3 rounds to 1 now to Khan. I gave that last round to Komjathi, Duke.
Yeah, well, he scored with some very telling punches in that round, and he's really starting to fancy this fight now.
5th round. And he was quoted this week as saying, you've underestimated me, and I'm a man and you're a boy, and we will see. Here in the 5th round, he still fancies his chances of springing an upset.
Well, what we've got now is the challenger. As I said before, he's just starting to really fancy this now.
Calling him a challenger, he's the guy over here creating lots of threats for Khan.
Yes, not the challenger, but I mean, you know, for all intents and purposes, if the championship was on the line, he would be, but obviously he's not. But he's taken the fight to Khan now, and we're going to find out right now what Khan's got in terms of defensive skills, because he's going to have to be a little bit defensively minded.
He's learning more from this, learning so much more than just bowling over total novices. This is, oh, and he's beaten to the punch there, solid left hand, and a nod of appreciation from Komjathi as well, that Khan landed simultaneously, and there's more respect now from Khan. Left hand into the body was a good shot. Step to the side delightfully before planting his feet and landing that one.
When you've had a string of knockouts, it can raise your confidence to a new level, but then all of a sudden you hit a guy on the chin, and you know what, Johnny just blinks and he comes for more, and that's what we're seeing tonight. It's a good matchup for Khan. It's a great learning curve in his career.
Caught again by the left hand. Of course, it's the first time that Khan's been past 4 rounds as a professional. In fact, as in his life, because as an amateur, of course, it's only the 4 2-minute round distance. So now it's his strength and his stamina which is being tested. And here comes Komjathi trying to land that big right hand again. This time Khan saw it coming, but I'm sure the corner would like to see his gloves just kept a little bit higher, maybe.
Well, Khan obviously was an amazing amateur, but the amateur game's gone behind him now. He's in the professional game, where he's going to fight grown men, physically strong men. So he's going to have to adapt and learn new little tricks all the time. And after this fight, if he's successful in this fight, we'd expect to see a more new and improved Khan the next time. It's a learning curve.
I mentioned earlier on that Chris Eubank was in town the last time this place had this sort of atmosphere, and Chris has actually made it across here to watch Amir Khan, and Khan's having his problems in this 5th round. Winning this one though, I think. He gave the last round to Komjathi, but Khan has regrouped, a little bit of showmanship there, but he's not just been able to throw punches and nail his man at will.
Khan needs to keep the hands up, even when he's on his, particularly when he's on the retreat. He's okay when he's coming forward.
Well, there's the bell to end the 5th round. Amir Khan makes his way back to the corner, and the 2 men touch gloves. And Khan's winning this fight. See what his family are thinking on the far side about this. In the corner, Amir Khan getting words of advice from Dean Powell and Oliver Harrison. And there's his mother, a little bit further along, his sister. And then in the front there you see Freddie Flintoff. There's Chris Eubank sitting just a few yards away from where we're commentating. And there's Amir Khan, the star of the moment. And a huge crowd.
It's a fantastic crowd, you wouldn't get better crowds for this from a world title fight, I promise you.
Last minute, last minute now. And hope, all right? Stand up for me. Deep breath. Yeah, just tell me when it is.
Final round.
3 minutes to go. And the 2, I'm sure, will touch gloves. The gloves are being encouraged to do so by Mickey Van. And away we go for the final round of this contest. Amir Khan's ahead, but he's been clipped on more than one occasion by this durable fighter from Hungary, 30-year-old Laszlo Komjathi. And he takes another right hand as Khan, as he's forced to backpedal.
Well, Komjathi uses unorthodox tactics sometimes to get close to Khan, but it's nice to see when Khan responds. Looks a little bit disorganized, a little bit disheveled sometimes, but he regroups.
Speed again from Khan, and a little bit of a complaint to the referee for use of the head from Komjathi. Komjathi just still keeps coming forward. Tell you what, if this fight does go the distance, it'll be an interesting thought what might have happened had it gone 8 rounds or 10 rounds or 12 rounds, because sooner or later Khan's going to have to do those distances.
Yeah, but right now, John, he's not ready for that. He's a 6-round fighter now, and that's what he's proving, that he can do this 6 rounds at a reasonably good pace. But what you're seeing is obviously there's still a lot of improving to be done. But the only way you improve is to fight guys like this who don't fall over at the first opportunity. They come to win.
And Komjathi is showing that. As you were saying that, Duke came forward and landed a couple of hooks to the body. Good body shot from Khan. He's caught by a left hand from Komjathi as he threw it, and caught again with the right hand as he tried to deliver a very flashy uppercut. Good work from Khan, but it's showing, maybe, as Duke's saying, that the defensive qualities still need work. I'm sure that Oliver Harrison will be only too well aware of that, his trainer who works with Khan in Salford. Good hand speed, good work from Khan there.
Well, he's already been instructed to stop bouncing around. That takes a lot of energy. If you learn to walk the ring, you conserve the energy, you punch harder. So if you learn to walk the ring more, you would have had a lot more success. That's not the criticism, that's just a part of the learning curve.
He walked into a jab there, which he really didn't need to. And he's talking to somebody in his corner, you saw as he looked over the shoulder of Komjathi, and here he comes now in the last 30 seconds, trying to stage the grandstand finish for the crowd. Solid right hand. Komjathi takes them all though.
Khan will say obviously that he's pleased with his performance after this. He's won every round, he's not lost.
Well, boxing his way towards another victory here, and he's dominated the last minute or so of this round. And there we go, the final bell, and confirmation I'm sure will come from referee Mickey Van, who walks slowly across to Amir Khan's corner and says, here, come to me, you have won this fight, and that's 7 out of 7, but it's gone the 6th round distance, and Laszlo Komjathi, I am sure, has taught him more in those rounds than any other opponent so far in his professional career. He had to dig a little bit deep there, and he had to take a few shots, and he had to think.
He certainly did. Komjathi's already asking Khan for his autograph. I think he's a bit of a fan. But it was a nice fight, a good result for Khan. Set out what he needs to do, but he's back to the drawing board.
Well, shortly we'll get confirmation of the result from our Master of Ceremonies, Michael Patz. For what it's worth, I had it 5 rounds to 1. Let's see how the scorer, who in this occasion was Mickey Van, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 absorbing rounds of boxing, referee Mr. Mickey Van has scored the contest for Komjathi 55 points, for Khan 60 points. He remains undefeated now in 7 professional contests. The winner from Bolton,